Hi, 6th grade, this is Mrs. C. Today we're going to be looking at how we can apply a strategy called SIGHT in order to learn from a picture. Using this strategy, you're going to be able to build an understanding of a topic by analyzing an image and using what you have noted in order to engage in a discussion. So what is the SIGHT strategy? The SIGHT strategy is basically a way of analyzing a visual resource. More specifically, we use the SIGHT strategy to look at pictures and to become better picture detectives. When we use the SIGHT strategy, we do three things. We look at all the details. We use SIGHT, which is an acronym, to identify the most important details. And then we use what we have noted to share our ideas with our peers. SIGHT is an acronym. An acronym is a set of letters that spell out a word that help us remember what each letter stands for. So for example, SIGHT, the S stands for scan, the I for identify, the G for guess, the H for hear, and the T for talk. More specifically, when we're trying to be picture detectives, we want to be able to scan the picture for important details. With those details, we want to be able to identify the problem or the situation that's going on in the picture. Using that information, we want to guess the message of the picture. What is this picture trying to tell us? Why was this picture created? Why was it taken? Then we want to hear the voices in the picture. If we could hear the people in the image, what would they say? And finally, we want to be able to talk or write about our observations of the image. This altogether spells SIGHT. And you might receive a handout that looks like this because this is what the Passport to Social Studies curriculum gives us to use when we're looking at pictures. So let's try it out. Let's look at a picture together and let's use SIGHT in order to identify the most important things about that picture. The picture we are looking at together is this one in the middle. The first thing we're going to do is scan it. So we're going to look at the entire picture, not just where my eye is drawn to, because my eyes immediately are drawn to the man in the middle, but I'm going to look at all over the picture. What are some important details that we see in this image? I see a ball. I see a man on the ground and a man standing. So far, those are the things that I see. What else do you see? You might say the man on the ground is holding his foot, because that is one of the details that we see here. Let's move on to the second one. It says identify. What problem do you see? By looking at this picture, I think the problem is the man has fallen and hurt himself in a basketball game. Then we want to guess. Why do you think this image was made? What do you think is the message? So if we were thinking about this picture, why do you think this picture was taken? One inference that I can make, and an inference is an educated guess. One inference I can make is they wanted to show us the player was injured at the game. I'm going to go a step further and say that maybe this is why they lost the game. And these are all educated guesses that I'm making based on what I'm seeing in the picture. After guessing, we're going to want to hear the voices. What do you think the people in this picture are saying? If we were these people, what would we be saying? I think the people in this image are saying, ouch, I'm hurt. I can't believe this. These are all things that I think these people are probably saying. Maybe, is he okay? Or, call an ambulance. We want to give the people in this image a voice. We want to be in the moment just as much as the image lets us. Finally, we want to be able to talk or write about our observations. Usually we're going to write down our observations first here in this box, and then our teacher is going to ask us to share out or to talk about what it is that we observed. So what do you think is happening in this image? Explain. And we're going to answer this based on everything that we've collected so far. So based on my observations, I think a player was hurt at a game and they probably lost this game because of this. Now, I don't know if that's true, but this is just an observation that I've made, and now I am making an educated guess based on what I have seen. And this is how we use the SITE strategy. So again, when we use the SITE strategy, we look at all the details: colors, shapes, lines, amount, objects, people. Then we scan, identify, guess, hear, and talk. And finally, we share our ideas by discussing our ideas with our peers. Your teacher is going to provide this image to you in Day 6, Unit 3, Hinduism through Art. Can you use the SITE strategy to make some inferences about this image? I think you can. You might receive something like this or a handout that looks like this. The most important thing to understand is that it is the same exact strategy, just a different format.